Yes, well, good evening. Welcome to Sky Blue Fans TV. Yes, we have finally won away from home midweek since 2022 February. So that was the last time we won away midweek. So congratulations to Sky Blues. I thought I'd wear the kit they won in the other night just to raise a toast to the players. Well done. Anyway, we've got a packed out show tonight. We're going to be talking about that away win, the 2-0 win. Rich Overson got the correct score, so congratulations to him. He did say 2-0. We're going to talk how Dovin did. Alan as well played a key part in that game on Tuesday night. We've got a competition coming up for you, Spot the Ball, but we have a special prize, and we're not going to tell you that prize until a little bit later on because we've got a guest coming on who's going to tell us what the prize is. So he'll be on in a bit. And also, we've got a few historic pictures to show you, and we're going to reminisce about Highfield Road later on. So that's what we've got coming up. Right then, let's get the panel on. Great panel tonight. We've got your usual Victoria. She's wonderful. Good evening, Victoria.
Good, Miles, you all right?
Yes, how are you? Are you still starstruck from fads?
Yes, yeah. I thought you were going to say, was I still happy from Sims scoring?
No,
it's been a great week, hasn't it? Fans and then Sims.
It has. I'll come on to that. Good evening, Claudio.
Evening, everybody. Evening, all.
Evening. And we've got Chris Baker. Good evening, Chris. What a shirt he's wearing as well.
Well, he's there. Oh, here he is.
What are you doing? Yes, you've gone all dark. He can't hear us. We'll get him on. We'll get him in a minute. He'll sort it out.
There we go. Hello, evening, everyone.
Evening. You've gone a bit dark there. What's going on? What's happened?
Got power cut.
Right then, let's talk about Tuesday night. Then this is the team that started. There was one change, if I'm not mistaken. Jake Bidwell came in place of De Silva. Let's come to you first, Victoria. What did you make to that lineup at the start?
I think, it wasn't a great surprise, was it? A good result on Saturday. I think the players deserved another chance. I suppose it was slightly harsh on De Silva because he had probably his best game of the season on the Saturday and then got dropped. But Bidwell probably just is that bit of extra security away from home, isn't he? I think that just a bit more defence-minded player. So, it all made sense, really, didn't it?
Yeah, it was. When I seen the team news, I was picking me team news on FanHub, and I accidentally picked De Silva, and I said to myself, I was going to pick Bidwell, and Will said to me, "You're picking Bidwell." I went, "Yeah," and I didn't. I put De Silva in by mistake. Otherwise, I would have got my first time this season, 11 out of 11. But yeah, I was well chuffed with Bidwell starting. And before we get Claudio and Chris's view, let's get Spot the Ball up. Here you go, Spot the Ball. Now there is now you will win something tonight. It's not a mug. I'll tell you now, it is not a mug. It's something else. Okay, it's really special. Chris is going to tell us all about it a little bit later on. And where is the ball? This is from the other night. This is Sims. Where is the ball? And he's against Dom Hyam. I've only just realised I got Dom Hyam in there. So yeah, where's the ball? Get your guesses in and see where you think the ball is. It's just a special prize. Claudio, what did you make to the lineup?
I wasn't surprised. I thought bidders will probably come in, and I'm glad he stuck with the two lads up front. It's like I've been saying, you can't score all those goals one season and just stop scoring the next season. It's going to come good, isn't it? So, well, you hope it will. So I was pleased. Yeah, I think you can't change it much, can he? Who would you leave? Not really. I know you swap Silver and Bidwell, but you can't swap anything else at the minute.
Well, no, because we've got a lot of injuries, haven't we? We'll come to Chris. Chris, you can't really change it much, can he? As Claudio's just said, Bidwell for De Silva. That's about it because of the injury list. That is probably the best starting 11. Maybe you might bring Bassett in over Asante or whatever if one of them get a little niggle. But, it ain't a surprise, bidders swapping for De Silva, is it, in that game?
No, not really, not for me. I felt last Saturday though, De Silva did actually have a good game, but I felt Blackburn are a far more physical side, so it made sense to go with the more physical option, which would be Bidwell. So I wasn't surprised to see that at all. But hey, fair play to Bidwell. I thought he had a really good game when he came in, did his job. So you can't really argue with the choice that Frank made, and the tactical changes and tweaks that Frank was doing in the second half as well. You know, brilliant. You can't fault it. So, you know, buzzing with Tuesday night. Loved it.
Yeah. I mean, first half, though, we get on to that. I mean, the first half was a little bit, I mean, Dovin kept us in that game, really, before we got the goal. His last couple of weeks is really growing as a goalie, hasn't he, Vic? He's really coming on strong.
Yeah, I think I think when we spoke about the Norwich away game, he'd had a really good performance that week, and he's just built from there, really, and really starting to make that like number one goalkeeper shirt his own. And what I've always liked about him, even like early on in the season when he was still finding his feet, was that he speaks about how he needs to grow as a player and the things he needs to improve. And I think if you see that in yourself and you're trying to improve and drive yourself forward, like that's what you want from a player, isn't it? Somebody that's got ability but is always looking to get better and like improve on the areas that are weaknesses. And yeah, I mean, that was a great performance on within the first half, especially some cracking saves there to keep us in it. And I think the thing is that everyone's playing their part. I mean, it's a team game, and he's played his part, and then both strikers have got a goal at the other end, and so everyone's doing what they're paid to do, are they? And what more can you ask?
Yeah, I mean, Dovin for me, Vic, as well. He's coming out for the ball more now as well.
Yeah.
He's not stuck on his line, is he? He's coming out. He's either claiming it or he's punching it. He's a lot more confident, isn't he?
Yeah, you can really see his confidence growing, can't you? Just his interactions with like our players, even not just little things with our opposition players, just like the confidence to like not be fazed by somebody coming in, and just things like that. It's really grown into an exciting sort of potential goalkeeper there, because it's been a while since we've probably had a goalkeeper that would be really strongly the number one, and I think that potentially is him, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely at the moment. I mean, he's shining. Chris, I mean, do you think a lot of the confidence, I know Vic's just mentioned about he had a good game against Norwich, but do you think a lot of this confidence has come from that penalty save against Sheffield Wednesday? Because really, if you count that, it's 3 wins on the bounce for the squad.
He was pretty much the hero of that shootout, weren't he? The way it panned out, and that's always going to boost your confidence. And I have to say, as far as Dovin's concerned, I've got to eat a big, massive piece of humble pie. I was wrong about him at the start of the season, and not fair's fair. I slated him when he was doing badly, so you've got to give him his props when he's doing well. And the character of a man to turn it around, because it wasn't going well at the start of the season, and he has turned it around. And he's not just been like doing his job and like at a capable level. He's been brilliant for us the last few games, making decent saves, commanding his area, which he wasn't doing at the start of the season. So I think that Sheffield Wednesday might have been his watershed moment. Like the lights just switched on and it's all come together for him, and it's brilliant. And it should be interesting now to see when Wilson's fit. I know people might have a go at me for that, but I still believe at the start of the season that Wilson was our best option. But I'm leaning more towards that Dovin's definitely our number one now. And if he has the potential to go and become even better, because he's still a young lad as well, and keepers don't normally peak until 28, 29 years old. So he's still got a lot of developing to do. You know, it's a high ceiling for him. It really is.
Claudio, I mean, we were talking in the week, you and I were talking about players coming into the club and, you know, players not performing, and, you know, that we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. For me, with Dovin, you know, he's come to a new country, he's come to a new league, he's come to a new city or town, wherever he's living. It's a lot for a young man like that to take on his shoulders, as well as being thrown in as the first team goalkeeper in the Championship. That's a lot of weight on his shoulders. Do you think he is now starting to relax and, you know, getting to know the players so he can now shout at them?
Well, I just think that he came. He's young. He came in, and he was pretty much thrown into it, wasn't he? Which was a bit unexpected. We didn't expect him to start. You know, I didn't. No one had heard of him, and I hadn't seen anything of him to make any judgment whatsoever. And all what you said is correct. You know, it's a new way of life. I mean, just because you can speak English doesn't mean that's the only thing you need to do. You know, to settle in. I mean, even Haji Wright, he was playing in Turkey to come here. It's it's weird for some people to get used to it. But I just think you've got to give players time at times, especially a goalkeeper. And I don't think if he hadn't got injured, I don't think he'd have been out of the team anyway. Then he just stuck with him. People trying to lay it on the QPR game, weren't they? But you know, he hasn't made many mistakes when he's played anyway. And in the last game, I said it last week, if that was November, we'd have lost 2-1 because the 2 shots on target would have gone in. And on Tuesday night, we'd have been 3-0 down after 15 minutes with Collins in goal. I'm afraid he would not have reacted like that lad did, especially with that one where he palmed it away.
Yeah.
Well, it was almost over the line, wasn't it? He got up and palmed it away. That's proper key.
Double save, wasn't it? It was a double save, and to do what he did was absolutely unbelievable. I mean, you struggled to see what was going on because of the floodlights, but you know, he did do a wonderful job there, didn't he?
Well, yeah, and also you mentioned about coming out. There's one instance where they had a free kick, and the guy shoved it onto about 12 yards out. He just ran out and came out and caught it. I thought that's nice to see, isn't it? So I stick with him. There's absolutely no reason to change that keeper and that defence. Really, the only place at the minute is Bidders and De Silva, and you might as well play Bidwell, to be honest. You know, go solid, just go more solid. And I mean, you can talk about the game in a second, but I thought after 20-25 minutes, I thought we were comfortable. It was a bit of a poor start. You know, you got to be blind to say it wasn't anything else, but it was. But those saves are critical. You know, it's what. Yeah. You know, you've gone 25 minutes into the game and it's still goalless, where you could have been out of it. So I mean, the man of the match went elsewhere, but really, based on the first 25 minutes, I wrote it in my notes. Man of the match after 20 minutes, Dovin. that was it.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
So it's brilliant to see, and we need it, don't we? We need a keeper who's confident. You got no chance with that one.
No. Vicky, I mean, we'll get on to the game. I mean, we were slow first 20-25 minutes, but then I noticed in the first half when we got to about the 25-minute mark, we started passing it a lot quicker, and we started cutting them open a little bit, didn't we?
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, especially away from home, I guess sometimes you expect the home team to maybe come out, and it's about making sure that you withstand that. And although we weren't doing anything great, and it was a sort of pretty difficult start to the game and not overly entertaining from a Sky Blue perspective, and obviously Dovin kept us in at that stage. We were in the game, weren't we? So that's all that matters, really. And what I've noticed in recent weeks as well is there's like a real desire that you can see, especially like at the back, to make sure that we're not conceding goals. Like the players like are throwing themselves. So like Dovin's made that, like somehow made that save, got back up and like made a double save. But there's like that's a Bodie off the line, Asante off the line. People just like getting in and properly defending to make sure that we're not conceding soft goals. And then so we've stood a bit of pressure from Blackburn, and then we just go up the other end and turn it around. And that's what teams were doing to us a few months ago. Like we'd have games where you're thinking, we're doing okay, we're in the game, and then all of a sudden the team does what we did to Blackburn effectively on Tuesday, and so it's about time that's us doing that to other teams, really, isn't it?
I mean, you're right. I mean, how many times have we said each week in, week out, you know, we look good, we're in the game, no teams really beat us, but they have one shot on goal, it goes in. I'm coming to that now with you, because yes, the head of Sims Supporters Club is here, Victoria. I mean, I had to double check because I checked with Claudio today who whipped the ball in, because I was struggling to see the other night, because I don't know about you, but the floodlights weren't the best.
Great lighting, was it that?
Awful lighting. And Torp whipped that ball into the far post. And the amazing thing that I've noticed, and we've mentioned before, how many bodies we've got in the box.
Yeah.
But that goal from Sims, it was very similar. I know it come off his head, this one, but in the same position as he scored against Wolves.
Yeah. Well, on that sort of far post, right on it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, right on it. I mean, you're well chuffed, aren't you?
Oh, I was slightly worried because I've been having a bet on him getting a hat trick, and it was the first week I'd forgot to do it, and I thought, and he scored. I thought, we better not get a hat trick today. I'm going to be gutted. but I mean, I was delighted.
He took it well, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had another. I mean, it's like I've been saying all season, really. I think, especially with a confidence striker like he is. I mean, there's probably some strikers that can dip in and out of games and always turn up, but you can tell he's a confidence player. And so I've been saying all season, he needed to win a game. He needed to feel like he was going to be the number one striker that was getting picked. And Frank's done that over the last couple of weeks, and you can just see. I thought he led the line well. I thought. I mean, he got the goal, which was brilliant, but I thought he had a good game overall anyway. Notwithstanding that, so I was delighted that he got the goal. And then he got a second one, and then Asante nicked it.
We'll come on to that one shortly. Let's spot the ball up again. Here you go, spot the ball. There's a magnificent prize tonight. It's not a Sky Blue Fans TV mug. There is a special prize for this tonight. So whoever gets it right, you will be getting the special prize. And Chris is going to tell us a little bit about it later on. So where is the ball? Guess where the ball is. See where you think it is. Is it in there? Where do you think it is? Ellis Sims against Dom Hyam. Right, Claudio, onto the numbers in the box. I mean, it is quite impressive, isn't it? The amount of bodies we are getting in there, and for corners as well. We're causing trouble with corners.
Yeah, finally, we got a manager who likes people to get into the box. The corners are great, whipped right underneath the crossbar every time and causing havoc. When they get it right, the corners are really good the other night. I mean, you run the risk that they're going to fly over the bar or past the post, but they were struggling with it all night. And I think if we get on the end of these more often, we're going to get loads of goals from them. And it's good to see the midfielders and our defenders getting in the box as well. When there's not a corner, they're getting into the box. So it's definitely better. But the only thing is, I've said it before, it can leave yourself a bit open at the back, which is why we get caught sometimes, which happened on Saturday, because we are, pushing forward. But what do we want? Do we want to just sit back every game and just be boring and, do nothing, just see out the game? And that's why I enjoyed it on Tuesday, because I thought the second half, once we got a second goal, we kept going forward. We kept looking for another one. And I thought, this is much. If we'd have done that at Norwich, we wouldn't have lost 2-1, would we? We sat back the last 10 minutes. So, but it's great. Numbers in the box, and it's brilliant. I think to get both your left and right and left fullbacks getting forward and getting into the actual box is great. So that's good. It's good, definitely.
And Chris, I mean, what do you make of these corners at the moment? Because Torp and Radoni, I mean, Radoni has got a fantastic cross on him, same as Torp. But I mean, what do you make to all this compared with the throw-ins? Because our throw-ins are dreadful.
They are.
Throw-ins are just a nightmare. But I mean, they are lethal, these corners, aren't they?
They are. It all turned around when we took Eccles off them. I'm joking.
You're not wrong.
The corner's been brilliant. I'm an advocate of Torp. I love Torp. I think he's a lot of people won't like this. I know he's one of our own, but I do think Torp is a far more complete midfielder and better midfielder than what Josh Eccles is. I'd be having Torp in there every game over Eccles. With that said, though, Jamie Allen. I mean, where's this Jamie Allen come from? He's been absolutely brilliant since he's come back in the side in the cup game. Like he's been like a new signing, and as Leon Kitching. And this is where these corners are getting dangerous, because in the case of Leon Kitching and Louis Binks, you've got height and Sims height to attack the ball, and you know, it's just a weapon that we haven't always readily had, like the height to really attack a great set piece. I mean, how long did we go without scoring from a corner for before? I mean, something like midway through last season, it'd been well over a year or something since we'd scored from a set piece.
And a free kick, wasn't it? It was over 2 years, I think, since we scored a free kick.
Long time. So it's good to see that part of the game turning around. You know, I loved Robbins. He'll always be a club legend. He deserves a statue. But I think this is time. I'm liking what I'm seeing. There's positive improvements from what was there at the start of this season. And you know, and I think a lot of that is to do with Frank Lampard's arrival. So you know, and he wasn't my first choice either. So I'm not like jumping on the Frank bandwagon. But I think he's performed well. I think Claudio put the stats on Facebook the other day about how many points he'd got from his opening 10 games.
Well, now from 11 games, it'd work out over a season 74, 75 points, which is playoff.
That's playoff form.
Which, however way you look at it, if this was our first 11 matches of the season, we'd all be sitting here going, "Oh, you know, we just need a few more, you know, good, decent away performances because we're all right at home because we wouldn't have lost yet for a start. We'd have been unbeaten. You know, we've got a chance to stay in the playoffs and get up there." So, I mean, we're playing catch up now. That's the only problem. And if we do get, I mean, I said it a few weeks back, if we do get into the playoffs, it'd be more than a miracle because of how far down the league we've had to come from. You know, so it's.
Well, I would say that not necessarily the teams actually in the playoffs, but the teams from 7 through to 12. A lot of them are starting to falter and slip up now. Blackburn's there; they're faltering. Sheffield Wednesday, they're not as picking up as many wins as they were. There's a few others. Watford, they're starting to hit a bit of free fall. So there's a lot of teams above us that are now starting to not play well when they were picking up wins hand over fist. West Brom being another one, you know. And then when you factor in we are only 7 points off the playoffs, we're actually closer to that now than we are the relegation zone, which hasn't been the case all season. Look, I'll happily take mid-table with the way the season started, but I just don't think a charge for the playoffs is out of the question. I'm not ready to write it off just yet.
We look like a Mourinho's Chelsea, don't we, the way we play, I think. That's how he set us up, except we haven't got Drogba, Lampard, Sen, Terry and Petr Cech.
Well, we have got Lampard. We've got Lampard.
But we are playing the way they used to play. That's how they used to play. Because I used to call them Borinho. That's what I used to call them. Because he used to bore the pants off me. But they used to win games.
But it's
exactly. And it got to the stage where we had to get solid at the back. We had to stop conceding loads of goals. You know, and I mean, I know we had the slip up at Portsmouth, but that was down to one man in goal who had an absolute mare. And I think Jim Brown gave me a stat this morning. He said, I think the last 7 games at home, they've won 6 of them, Portsmouth.
Yeah.
They've won at home.
They've won the other night.
So,
they won the other night. Yeah. I was going to say, you said we were in a worse position. We were down in the bottom 3 when we made the playoffs. Right. So, you know, we weren't really in the worst position, you know, when we got to the playoffs. So it is possible we go on a little run here and we do put a run together. And, true. You know, we're playing one of those teams above us this weekend. We've still got QPR to play, haven't we? Still got all that to come. You got Leeds to come, and you know how we raise our game when we play teams above us. You know, so although that's a busy week, isn't it? We got Leeds, we've got Ipswich and Swansea away, which I think Swansea's the sticky one, isn't it? Really. We'll get on. Go on, Chris.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we carry on this form into that week, my preference would be that the Leeds game is very much prioritised over the Cup. I just think you got to learn from your mistakes. Last season was a mistake. That's the wrong word, but just learn from it that we can't just keep going all the time. Yeah, there has to be a stop somewhere. Has to be a give.
Yeah, and the other thing. Go on, Vic.
So I was going to say to Chris, I think the thing is, isn't it, that until we've got enough money to have a bigger squad, that is a problem, isn't it? You can't do both. Have a really competitive league season and a really decent cup run. You've got to sacrifice one or the other, and the squad's no bigger, is it? So we've still got the same problem if we ultimately, as nice as another trip to Wembley would be, and even a step further to a final, but you can't have it all, can you? Unless you've got money like teams like the Sheffield Uniteds and the leagues of this world have got, they can afford to bring in extra players on a whim, can't they?
And I'm being greedy. I want Premier League football.
Well, you never know. We could have both. And we've still got Hadley Wright to come back. We've still got F1 Mason Clark to come back. Still got Ben Sheaf to get fit again, hopefully. Fingers crossed he gets back to where he is. But I think it's a stop-start season for him this year. I think maybe if we can afford to, if we bring in another midfielder in, just let Sheaf get fit for next season now and hopefully renew his contract, but we never know what might happen there. Let's get Spot the Ball up before we get some comments, and then we'll go on to the second half. Here's Spot the Ball. There's great prize to be won. Chris is going to tell us a little bit about it later on, what you can win. It isn't a mug tonight. It is a special prize. So please have a go. Where do you think the ball is? There's Sims with Dom Hyam, and there is 12 numbers. There isn't any duplicate numbers, I don't think, which some people normally point out. But guess where the ball is? And Chris, have a guess, Chris.
Well, just for fun, because obviously I don't want to win. I reckon it's. I'm going to say 11.
11. Okay, Claudio.
It's not number. It's not number 4 because his control's never that good, is it? So I reckon about number 7 or 8, somewhere far away from his foot.
I'll put 8 for you then, Vicky.
Oh, so I'm torn now because I was going to say 6, but now I feel like I should say 4 just to make a point. But I'm just at 6. I'm going to say 6.
You say 6. Okay, so get your guesses in, guys. There is a fantastic prize up for grabs tonight. So, have a go. Right, let's get some comments up then we go on to the second half.
Yes, here we go then. This is from Paul Cuttyford. He says, can't keep relying on Dovin. Well, that's his job, Paul, to keep us in games while every other club is signing players to strengthen their squads. We seem a bit like down the right-hand side for the last few games. To be honest, I haven't seen a lot of movement in the transfer market by anybody of any note apart from Man City, and now trying to buy a new team by the looks of things. Because they haven't got enough players, have they?
Prepare for the Championship next season.
Doug Bonham says, evening, guys. Who's a happy Burnett then? Vicky. Trevor Merriman. Vicky smiley tonight. Extra smiley tonight. Got loads of guesses for Graham Cockrell says, what a difference 2 wins back-to-back makes. Wayne Littlewood. Even all, great result the other night. Not a vintage first half, but 3 points was wonderful. Yeah. I said to the guys in our chat, it reminded me of like an Italian performance that did. Didn't do a lot, somehow win 2-0. That's it. Rode your luck, get a win. Peter Doolan, hi all. I watched both games and thought we rode our luck at times, but certain players showed great character and it paid off. Still hoping for a few additions before the end of January. Jordan Williams, this is true because it was unreal atmosphere in that away end, but please can we stop the superfan nonsense on X and the forums? If these last few years have taught us anything, it's that we achieve when we're not divided.
Yeah, I was gonna say something about that later on. I've seen a comment saying that people, if they go up there this time of year after Christmas, no one's been paid for 6 or 7 weeks, that forget all this. You're not a super fan if you're not going. But don't forget, people work. People have got issues with health. I'm one of those that can't do the away games in midweek anymore. I'll be in bed for a week if I did that. But it does need to stop because we are all fans. No matter if you don't go, but what about people who live in Australia and things? You know, they can't come every week, so
We've
you
got
know,
friends,
it does need to stop.
we got friends who've bought season tickets who live in Canada.
Yeah,
You know, they just want to help the club as much as they can. So it's super fan rubbish. I got much time for that nonsense. Matthew Stone, shout out to the creators of Sunday's show. Getting fads was brilliant. Yeah, thanks for that.
If you have missed it, you can watch it back. It is on our YouTube channel. You can head over, or if you're already on YouTube, you can watch it straight after this. And it is a great watch. And he is now signed for Chesterfield, like he said he was gonna.
Yeah, which was really hard for us because obviously we knew what was happening, but we weren't allowed to say anything. So it was quite funny. We were asking him questions about what he's going to do next, knowing full well he's going to Chesterfield the next day.
You think he could have gave some tactics away though if he knew?
Well,
He didn't need them anyway.
Mark R, it might just be me, but it feels like we're going to concede every time they came forward. We created our goals really well, and above all, a great win. I think that's just because before Frank turned up, and probably for a couple of games afterwards, he did feel that because we were so used to conceding every time somebody had a shot. But I feel a bit more confident now. Only a little bit more, but definitely more confident. Wayne Litwood, if it wasn't for Dovin, it would have been so different. Still, don't feel we have a 90-minute performance in us. That hasn't happened for a long time, to be honest. Gavin Collins, hi all. Sims led the line brilliantly. No coincidence if he gets game time, his performances improve. Goals will follow as this confidence grows. PSB says not only is it 2 wins in a row, it's also 2 clean sheets in a row. Kitching leader, and we're clearly more organised with him in it. Graham Cockrell says best goalkeeping in a very long time, and he earned that spot in goal too. James Hollyoak, you can see the coaches are doing their job. We look fitter. Mark Reed, watched every game from Texas this year. I'm amazed at the difference Jamie Allen has made to the midfield, doing the dirty work with his high energy. Doug Brown says, first 20 minutes I thought we were going to get battered, but thanks to Dovin and some great performances from the rest of the team, especially in the second half, we thoroughly deserved the 3 points. Mark Packham, hi guys. I thought Dovin was fantastic. He really has improved. What a win against Blackburn. Bring on Watford. Dave, if you can hear me meowing, it's my cat outside the door. I'm not letting him in. Dave Sports Photos, not ready to jump on Lionel Allen bus after 3 decent mat gains, but he does seem to have more physicality and attitude. He usually looks like a mascot who forgot to leave the pitch after the photo.
I said that on Saturday when they were lining up before the game and they all stood along, and there was a couple of kids and then him, and I was like, "That's Alan." And he took like one of the kids. It's hilarious.
Agree with James Hollyoak. Agree with Chris. Dovin has been immense in the last 2 games. Wayne Litwood agrees too. Dovin is our number 1. Wilson and Collins, a no from me. And then, of course, the usual. I can't believe you're not talking about new signings. Been an amazing transfer window thus far. I'll tell you what does happen. After 2 wins, you don't get the forums going on about transfers as much as the 2 weeks before.
Oh, I don't know. You have today.
Well, today, because it looked like we were signing somebody. But, I mean, it's amazing when you win games, you don't think about we need new players. That's what happens, isn't it? But we still do need players.
We need 3 or 4 players.
Yeah. Doug Burnham, I'm with you on Wilson, Chris. But to be fair, Dovin has shown his worth over the last 3 or 4 games. Yeah. Matthew Stone said it's all about communication at the back. Throwing him in might have been what he wanted, but time has clearly helped him. Some of these are all are very much similar. This is true, and we're going to talk about the second half in a minute, aren't we, Miles? I like that Lampard didn't wait and reacted quickly. This is to do with the substitutions, wasn't it? Sims, Asante, I think that's meant to be Asante, isn't it? Look decent. So let's hope it woke them up. Liam was as good as Dovin was. I don't want him needing to make saves like that. That's what was concerning me. Sorry, that's really not supposed to sound negative. Oh yeah, obviously, I think we're all the same, aren't we? You don't want him to make any saves whatsoever. Really, we want him to be so bored he does nothing. But at least he's there. And I'll tell you what, he looked agile, didn't he? He did the way he sprang around that goal. Ralph Wiggins, even all, you're all spot on as usual, and Dovin was brilliant again. Jack Lacey said,
"Are you feeling better, Ralph?"
Jack Lacey says, "Are you guys getting frustrated with the lack of reinforcements in this window? Just seems that each deal seems like it's going ahead, and then it hits a stumbling block." I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure how close these deals are. Anyway, it's
the Rangers lot though. In like specifically, looking at his stats, he's missed something like over 50% of his games the last 2 years through injury. Is that the sort of play we really want to spend money on at our club?
And also, why a winger? That's what.
It's just a weird position to fill. It's not what we need. Literally, is it? There's always like that.
Yeah, unless someone's injury is worse than it is.
That's what Claudio and I had a chat earlier. Unless someone's injury is really bad, then it's worse than what we thought. But I'm like you, Chris. I like wingers, but the thing is, we don't need any wingers or strikers. We've got enough. We need a left back. We need a right back. We need a central defender with experience. We need a central midfielder for cover because Sheaf's out now. If Alan gets injured, and he's got an issue with his heart, that he's had issues with that. If that's only got to play up again, especially the way he's playing at the moment. He's playing like a demon. He's like, woof. Yeah, you know what I mean? He's on it. So we have to get cover in those areas ASAP. I can't see us. I don't see why we're looking at a winger unless someone's coming to buy Mason. You just don't know, do you? No, I can't see it either. But I don't know. It's a strange one. Sorry, Claudio. Carry on.
Glenn says there's 10 home games and 8 away games left. Only Sheffield United away is a real tough away game. It's interesting, isn't it?
Is that all that's left? Is that all that's left?
Yeah, 18.
18 games. Flipping out.
I thought that. I was looking at the programme the other day and I'm thinking there's not a lot of games. But of course, there's the FA Cup run all the way to the final. We've got that to look forward to.
And the playoff final and the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah. My birthday is on the playoff final day. And I've told Caroline not to cook anything just in case.
Get those Premier Inn lads.
70 this year, then?
Sorry?
You said 70 this year?
That's it, yeah, 70. Mark, like, Sims frustrates the hell out of me. Either world beater or carpet beater. Never known who's going to turn up. Mick Davenport, Dovin was brilliant, but we can't keep relying on the keeper. We need the defensive midfield strengthening. And Mark Cunningham says, just of late, I've liked the way Sims has put himself about. Dovin was magnificent. Right, there's lots of spot the balls.
Yeah.
Right. Simon Wells says, who's the Bentley at Brighton?
What Bentley?
Exactly. When was that? That was at 7:50.
David Bentley. He's out of retirement.
Could be anyone's Bentley.
Could be far. A couple of people agree with Chris, Wayne, and Simon, where they're saying Eccles, Torp over Eccles. I've got a feeling Frank's made a decision on Josh Eccles. It looks that way, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, because he's always on the bench now, isn't he?
And if Jamie Allen's come in from the cold as well, when Eccles already in the team, that's interesting to me. So he's obviously seen something we haven't seen in training as well, maybe. You have to
ask yourself the question about coincidences. The good form has come in the moment Eccles is out and Allen's in. But then, obviously, on the flip side to that, the good form's also started as Ben Sheaf's got injured and is out of the team as well. So,
yeah, interesting, isn't it? Dave Grant, we waited so long for him to come back and it wasn't making any difference, was it? David Granigan, it was a great game Tuesday, well worth not getting back till 1 a.m. The Sky Army was class. Their fans were rubbish.
Their fans were awful. 13,000 were in that ground. 13. We would have had 24, 25,000 up at the CBS.
A couple of seasons ago, their average, I think, was at 11 or 12,000. Really?
Never will not do that.
That surprised me. It did surprise me. Off topic, but has anyone seen the Harry Roberts thing on Under the Cosh? He tells a good tale, doesn't he? But I can't believe he thinks the semi against West Ham was 2-2, the biggest game of his life. That's what.
No, I haven't seen that. No.
Yeah, well, there you go. He probably thinks. Yeah, I don't know why he's thinking that. Because neither of the games are 2-2 over the two legs. Mark Rainbow, Simmons and the headers are part 2. He jumps like Kevin Drinkle, unless it's in the box, and all of a sudden he finds his timing.
Can you do Dawn Cooks?
Where are we?
There.
Between Alan and Bitters, they've been like the Terminators, completely solid.
The reason I wanted to bring that up, did you see him in the first half?
Oh, with the handbags bit, when he was laughing.
Yeah.
Love
Did you
that.
see? It was brilliant. Bidwell just looked at it as if to say, go on then. Go on then. Try it. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I love that.
I
How
will
he
say-
always laughs in the face of the opposition when they're trying to get tough and he's sort of looking going, quiet.
Yeah. I will say, we're on about wingers, Chris, and we're on about that we don't need any more forwards. But I'll tell you something, I'd sign their number 9. What's his name? Gay.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I know he is.
I thought it was gay. I thought it was pronounced gay like the Crystal Palace player, but I think it's too.
I think it's just gay.
Is it just gay? I don't know,
Yeah.
but I'll tell you what, he looked a bit tasty.
He's laughing. That's
No, I'm laughing. I was trying to pronounce his name, not because you said that. This is still getting it wrong.
Even Clyde and Oggy were getting it wrong, so I understand why they were getting it wrong. I thought it was gay like Crystal Palace, but I mean, I'd sign him, I'd sign him. Yeah, it's a unit.
That's the thing about that's the thing. What I've liked about Sims's play, like the last few games. I know he only got his goal last night, but he holds the ball up in the way that Norman Bassett was never able to when he kept getting played on his own. And he's been holding the ball up and bringing others into play really well the last few games. And it's just helps you build a platform.
That's because he's not up front on his own now.
Yeah. He's a bit tougher when he gets confident as well. Like he had a little barge on the goalkeeper and like when he's like low on confidence, he gets too nice. He's like, "Oh, after you" to the defender. Whereas when he's like got confidence, he starts barging him out the way. And so I was enjoying that on our Tuesday as well.
Dave, got a couple more. Dave Granigan, I don't mean to burst the bubble, but I still think playoffs are too far. I think we may get close, but just think we have left it way too late. But if we get anything in place, then next season it could be. Yes.
Well, we thought that this season.
The season when we made the playoffs final, we were saying that we weren't going to do it. We were too far away. We hadn't got a big enough squad. I think that every season you've got like the teams that have got the money, like because they've been in the Premier League recently. So like your Sheffield Uniteds and your Burners and teams like that. And then the rest of us, like you just find a couple of teams that manage to hit a bit of good form at the right time. And anyone can take those final couple of places, and it could be as much as any other team that's probably been sort of from us upwards. Really, you don't know how the second half of the season is going to pan out, and I don't think it's necessarily about biggest or best squads. It's just about hitting the right form at the right time and a bit of luck. And we've got the players that could do it with a bit of luck, haven't we? So
what I did say, Miles, the show where you weren't on, and I said to Vicky, I'm going to hang the flag back up. What did I say, Vicky? We won 2 games in a row. I says because all our decent forms when I had the flag up, so the flag's staying up.
Brilliant.
No, it's got to come down. Right, let's get spot the ball up again, and then we get into the second half, and then Chris is going to tell us about the special prize that we got up for grabs for spot the ball. So come on, get your guesses in. It's very close at the moment. So there's a lot of guesses in. Very, very close. But have a guess. Where do you think the ball is? That is Spot the Ball tonight. That is Ellis Sims and Dom Hyam. And Ellis Sims is trying to control the ball.
Oh,
We were going to say that. Before we go any further, I just want to announce this. So CBS, Coventry City Football Club, the bigparking.co.uk, a half price season pass. So get over to the bigparking.co.uk, half price parking at the moment, season pass. Head over there and you can book that. I'm not too sure about the picture behind who chose it, but it's still got wasps on it. So they need to sort that out. So whoever's watching from Big Parking, change your picture. Get that wasps gone. They ain't having that on there. That's the last time I'm showing it now. Right. Right then, second half then. Now, I just want to give a massive shout out to Leon Kitching. Because if it wasn't for Leon Kitching and his Mo Cognac run, I don't think we would have got that second goal, because he picked up that ball. I don't know what Frank said to him at half time. He picked up that ball and he just ran. And he ran and ran and ran. It was brilliant. I was like, yes, a defender's running with the ball, going at him. And all of a sudden, it's ended up in the back of the net. It was a fantastic start to the second half, Chris. We'll come to you. I mean, it was a great run, wasn't it? Brilliant.
It was. It's again, Leon Kitchen's another one. I mean, he had that sending off against Cardiff last season. He really seemed to lose his way. Struggled when he came in the team at the start of the season. But coming for the cup game, he's not looked back. He looks like our best defender now. It's honestly mind-boggling. But I'm genuinely happy for the lad, because I felt last season he was a really good player for us, a really good centre-back, and got a lot of induced stick when things started to go bad on the forums and what have you. And, you know, pretty much in the same way, Sims, I think a lot of the stick Sims gets is unjust. So when I see Kitchen doing things like he done on Tuesday night, that run, and like scoring the goal against Wednesday, and, you know, I just I think, yes, like, this is the player that we signed. This is the player we signed for 4 million. And does anyone find it kind of ironic that apparently both Kitchen and Asante were going, like, they're all but people are ready to pack their bags and drive them to their destinations, kind of thing, on the forums, and then all of a sudden they've come in the team and they've, like, Kitchen's doing what he's done. Asante's got 2 goals in his last 2 games. You couldn't make it up. Don't think the forums know who to slag off next.
Claudio, what are you eating? Hey?
I've still got over this throat, and I'm on CWR tomorrow night as well. I thought I'd put the plug in now.
I won't be listening. I won't be listening to all the fake laughing and everything. All the fake camaraderie on there. That's all you get on there now. Claudio, I mean, I mean, the cross that came in, Dave Sports asked me, was the ball swept out to Milan? Then it came over to the left-hand side, and I think it was Radoni that whipped the ball across the box. It hit Sims because it was going in off Sims, but then it bounced onto Asante and it went in the back of the net. But it was a great move.
Oh, the move was great. I mean, the fact that Kitching did the run as well was great. And then when we did score, we had 3 defenders in their box. And this is only 2 minutes into the second half. And to me, that is totally different to what we've been doing under Mark Robbins. That would never happen. You wouldn't get both your fullbacks and your centre-half in the box. In fact, Kitching was on the edge of the 6-yard box waiting for the ball. So they've definitely been told to get forward. If you're on the move, I mean, I think Miles used to say it, why do they run so far and stop? Why don't they just keep going? And that's what they're doing. Because surely the chance of the probability of scoring got to be greater if you get more players in the box. It's got to drop to one of your players at some stage. How often in the past you see Asante and Sims virtually on the goal line trying to tap it in? It never used to happen.
Yeah,
it never used to happen. I don't know why we were set up that way. It was more relying on intricate passing and maybe a through ball here and there. But to me, I thought it was great. And after only 2 minutes of the second half, and as soon as he scored, I thought, I know it's 45 minutes pretty much, but that's done and dusted as far as I was concerned. Because I couldn't see Blackburn scoring at all. They didn't really create a lot, did they, after the first 15, 20 minutes?
No, I mean, Vicky, Claudio's hit it on the nail there. We went in at half-time 1-0 on the front foot for the last, 15, 20 minutes of that first half. And then we carried it on straight away from that whistle in the second half, got the early goal, and Claudio's right, isn't he? They didn't, you thought, that's it, that's game over.
That's it. It helps to kill the game off, doesn't it? Because if like John Eustace has given them a good half-time talk and they're coming out with any aspirations of quickly turning it around, like if we come out all firing and add a second goal, and we've killed that straight away, haven't we? Any momentum they were hoping to build, it's just gone, and they never really got back in it. And actually, then it was an entertaining. It was all us, really, wasn't it? There was some nice play around, and you could just see the confidence growing in the players, which did us the world of good as well, really. But Dave Sports was asking about who played the ball out to Milan, and that was Torp. So Kitching played it to Torp, who then swung it out to Milan. And
then it went the other side, didn't it? It went across the other side, and then it came back in.
Back across.
And Rodoni brought it back down beautifully.
Oh, lovely control, wasn't it?
I mean, if that was spot the ball, it would be number 4. That's all I'm saying.
But I mean, like you've just mentioned, Vicky, that the way we played that second half, Milan looked back to himself, didn't he?
Yeah.
He really did.
He looked like he was enjoying his football, and he hasn't always this season, has he? But he looked like he was enjoying it, and I think, I mean, a lot of it, like confidence, you can see confidence starting to grow, can't you? And there's obviously a number of factors involved in that, but from our point of view, it's just nice to watch players that look like they're enjoying their football again, and getting us good results, and so everybody's happy.
Do you think it gave Milan confidence? Because Lampard did change it. Blackburn made Clive goes, I don't remember the last time I commentated where I had to bring 4 subs and announce the 4 subs on, and the last time he had to do it was against Blackburn at home, by the way. That's what and it was like, that's quite funny. But I mean, when Sakamoto came on, so Frank did counteract their attacking options. He came on with brought on some attacking players. Also, he swapped over Binks because Binks was on the yellow, so he brought Bobby Thomas on. But you think it helped Milan a bit more with Tats there? That's when he started to really grow in confidence, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think he must have been told as well that with the 3 at the back, that they will cover him as much as possible to get forward, and that there will be someone dropping into his position, because he needs that security, doesn't he? If he's been told that you can get forward into the box, he needs to know that someone's going to cover his position if we lose the ball and in transition and there's somebody attacking. And so, whereas before it was like he'd run to about the halfway line and then he was thinking, oh, should I go any further? What's going to happen? Whereas now he just seems to have the freedom to go. And I mean, all game, him and Bidwell were crossing the ball like back and forth to each other. And I mean, we've already seen a couple of goals from that, haven't we? And it's just great to see, isn't it? Just some attacking intent.
Yeah, I mean, even with Bidders, he gets to the far post. Chris, I mean, Bidders getting forward, but not only that, Rodoni was having a fun down the left-hand side, wasn't he, on Tuesday?
Yeah, he was. He's another one who's been brilliant for us this season. I mean, obviously, I did feel like maybe Saturday he looked a bit out of sorts, but then he still made that killer pass for Asante's goal. And then, he seems to be coming into his own to the point now where I've been beating the drum all season of why did we sell Palmer? We sold our creative number 10. We need to go get another, and I'm not so sure we do now. I think once the wingers are back, Rodoni will continue to flourish just behind the strikers. So, which does intrigue me actually. What Frank will do when the wingers are fit? Is he going to change his system that's working?
Well, I think you've got to stick with it, haven't you? What's working at the moment? I think you've got to stick with what is working for the players. I mean, it definitely showed that. Well, I think it showed the last 4 games. I believe it was tactically we lost at Norwich. To be honest, I think that we didn't make a change early enough, and it cost us. But you can see over the last 4 games, I think a lot of improvement. I mean, I was getting slated on Saturday. I said it was quite a good game. I quite enjoyed Saturday. I thought it was a pretty good game, and everyone was saying around me, "What are you on about? It's rubbish." I thought we played quite well on Saturday. There was. Yeah, I mean, there was bits that we were a bit dodgy sometimes, but you're going to be like, you ain't going to be 100% all game. But I thought we played quite well. But I've seen better on Tuesday night. Claudio, I mean, what did you make to that second half?
Oh, I think it was solid. As soon as you got the second goal, I thought we looked quite comfortable. And Dovin made that one save, didn't he, late on? They had a couple of shots, but there was nothing really. And I just thought we played it out quite well. Even when 7 minutes went up, I was more annoyed because I wanted to go to the loo. I thought I'd leave the room. Superstitions and all that. I think if we're winning, I can't leave the room because I know as soon as I walk out, they'll score. So, and I thought they just saw it out, which was great, wasn't it? You know, hopefully they'll take a lot from it, especially the way they started slowly. Keeper makes all the saves, and then after that, once we got our goal, especially the second goal, that was it, game over. It reminded me of, like, you know, when I don't know, if somebody does it at our place, like, was it Burnley when they beat us 1-0 a couple of years ago? And they scored
up there.
Yeah, they scored, but that was late on. This was like a bit early, wasn't it, our place? And you knew as soon as they scored, that was it. It was game over for some reason. It felt like that on Tuesday. Yeah, I thought indeed it was comfortable, which is unlike us, really. You know,
I mean, Vicky, Rodoni nearly had one hit the post.
Yeah, I really like Rodoni. It's because it's like, if it wasn't for the fact that obviously Sims is my number one, Rodoni would be like right up there, because I just think he's a cracking player. And considering how young he is, I mean, his assists and goals this season is already like competing with people he's obviously coming in the place of. And you just think, like, 23, I think he is now. So he's still sort of a few years away from his peak. And I just think that's a really exciting player there. He's got a lot to offer, hasn't he? And yeah, it's just a shame he didn't get the goal.
Yeah, I mean, it really is a shame. 2 secs. I've just had a message. Sorry. Right, yeah, get back to it. Just had a message about Saturday. Right, I'm lost with train of thought. Yeah, so Chris, we come out winners 2-0. A massive shout out to the travelling Sky Blue Army. 991 or 981 or something was up there. I mean, we've said it all season on here that the travelling Sky Blue Army, even at home, the Sky Blue Army have turned up. It's now starting to show that the players are turning up for those fans that made that effort of going up there, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And I think our players have always been good at responding to, you know, the support they get from the crowd. That's never been a concern. Obviously, when things didn't start so well at the start of this season, things did go pretty toxic for a while. I can imagine it weren't very great to kind of try and perform under those circumstances. But yeah, the Sky Blue Army, best fans in the league for me, best fans in the country. You know, you can't fault it. You can't beat a good away day in amongst the Sky Blue Army. Reminiscent of the old West Terrace days. Used to love those.
Yeah, and also, Chris, you got to say the man who's manager at Stoke is part of the reason why we've had this resurgence of support.
100%. He connected the fans back to the club.
I'm finding it really pathetic how people have posted stuff like, "Oh, I see Mark Robbins' Stoke lost then." Why? Mark Robbins didn't leave; he got sacked. Just grow up.
Yeah. I want him to do well. I want him to do well at Stoke. I want him to kind of, in a roundabout way, I don't like the way things ended for him with us. He deserved a better ending. I understood why the decision was made, especially with some of the stuff that came out in that fans forum afterwards. But that's what I'm saying on that side of it. But I just feel like for what he did for us, he deserved a better ending. And I hope he kind of gets that better ending to his managerial career at Stoke, you know, and does something amazing with them. It's still early days. I think, how many games have you been in charge for? 4? He had 4?
Three, I think, and four. It's 3, isn't it? And then 4. He was there for the first one, but didn't really take over, did he?
Yeah, he needs time. And as I think we're speaking off air. Yeah.
If it had walked out, if he'd have walked out like the first time, then I'd have gone, yeah, whatever, Mr. Robbins. But he didn't. So to have fans go on about how he's doing now is pathetic. Just support your own flipping team and get behind your own team. Don't worry about Mark Robbins at Stoke. Just get on with it.
So many of them, when it happened, were so. You had half that really wanted him to stay, that loved him. You had half that were like, okay, it's time to go, it's time to go. And you almost got these fans that wanted him to go, almost looking for justification in their stance, going, oh, look, I told you he was rubbish, look how bad he's doing at Stoke.
Yeah.
I think that's where a lot of it comes from. But he's had 3 games. Oh, God. And after what Leicester have done to Stoke today, I mean, that's disgusting. You know, to recall Tom Cannon just so you can sell him to a divisional rival, because that's what Sheffield United are. I know that at the other end of the table. To sell him to a divisional rival is a disgrace. They could have got that money in the summer. There was no need for him to do that.
Maybe not, because the books are due in a couple of months' time.
Oh, true. That's right there.
Yeah, sorry, Mike. I just read this because I was having a conversation with somebody today. Dave Sports Photos put, do you remember in the mid-'80s, Phil Collins turned up everywhere in films, in Genesis, his solo career. He happens to be my favourite solo artist. My favourite group. Flying on Concorde. We all got sick of him. Just saying, Claudio. It's funny. but my analogy was Emily Sandy during the Olympics, because she was on everything, wasn't she? And I kept saying, she turns up at anything. I'm turning to Dave Bennett, aren't I? If there's any opportunity, I'm there.
Right now, so well done to the Sky Blues, and also a big shout out to the under-21s. Beat Colchester 14-0. I was watching it going 10, 12, 13, 14. Oh, should we have 15? Claudio says it's 9-0. I said, oh no, it's 10 now. Fantastic. Right, here's Spot the Ball, and you're going to find out in just a second what you're going to win. So get your guesses in. Have a guess. Where do you think it is? It's really close. There's a lot of right answers. So it's really, really close. So get your guesses in. It's Ellis Sims against Dom Hyam on Tuesday night. And you just got to guess where the ball is. Where's he controlling it? Right, Chris. Yes. Are you ready? Over to you. What are you doing? This.
Yes, Norwegian, Friday, February the 7th. And as you boys will know, I've been talking about this night since it feels like forever. I ran one in the Walsgrave about 14, 15 months ago, and I always thought I'd be doing another one. Never thought it'd be Norwegian. To be honest, I didn't think it would be able to get someone like him. So I've been really lucky to get hold of him, and really grateful that he's agreed to come down and do the show for us. So, you know, it's a bit last minute notice because we had the whole hoopla with the FA Cup, the draw. Could it still go on? Could it still go ahead? It 100% is going ahead. It's going to be a great night for any Cov fan, especially Cov fans from the Premier League era who remember the days of Noel Whelan and some of the stories that he must have. Yeah, we've heard some of the news stories about the stuff he used to get up to when he played for us. I'm sure they'll all come out on the night. So, you know, honestly, please come and join us at the Walsgrave, because these nights are so important. They're important for the Former Players Association, who I'm running this event in conjunction with. It's important for the Walsgrave Working Men's Club, which it still needs help to survive long term, which is why we put these nights on, is to try and help boost the profile of the club to get it to where we need to. But yeah, please come, everyone. Get your tickets either online or behind the bar. Look at my Facebook, on my socials. The links are all over there. You'll have no trouble finding it to be able to buy a ticket.
If you're a double glazer, just turn up just in case Noel puts a window through.
When your foot still uses foot this time.
Yeah, so you can win tickets to that tonight by guessing Spot the Ball. So you can guess Spot the Ball. You can win 2 tickets. That's right, isn't it, Chris? 2 tickets.
Yeah, 2 tickets.
Yeah, 2 tickets. So you can go as a couple, and you got to guess where the ball is. Have a guess, see where you think it is, and you can win 2 tickets to this down at the Woolsgrave Working Men's Club. To go and see Noel Whelan Friday the 7th of February, 7:30, £10 entry. Now, Chris, do they have to buy tickets or can they pay on the night?
They can pay on the night. So if you're at the moment, you're in a quandary thinking 50-50, not sure where I'd go, and then on the day you think, do you know what, really like to go to that, bring yourself down. You'll pay your cash on the door. We'll let you in. Not a problem.
Brilliant. And how many have you sold so far? Is it going well?
Yeah, so we only went on sale really properly on Monday.
Yeah.
Again, due to like such the late organisation because of the FA Cup kind of really it stole a week to 2 weeks worth of promotion off me in truth. But yeah, and since then I think we're up to about 20, which is not a strong stack. We're still just coming past the middle of the month.
Yeah,
pretty bad month. I'm hoping that when we get into like the later end of next week, when everyone should be starting to get paid,
after payday, yeah,
tickets will start to fly off. But a strong start nonetheless.
And £10 ain't even 2 pints of beer at the football at the ground. So you'll pay £13.20 for 2 pints at the ground. So it's not even two pints of beer at the game. So come on, get down the Woolsgrave Working Men's Club. Help support the Woolsgrave Working Men's Club. We need to keep these working men's clubs open because they're closing some of them, aren't they? And Woolsgrave is a nice one as well. I'm at a working men's club tomorrow night DJing.
Ooh.
I am. Yeah. Over this way. So, over this way. I can't say much. It's a secret. But but yes. But you got to keep these working men clubs going. So please help out. Get down there. £10, 7th of February. Unfortunately, I can't make it. I'm at a wake, so I won't be able to make that one, unfortunately. But I'm sure the guys will. Vicky, you'll go, won't you? Because that's your era, isn't it?
That is my era, yeah. Big Noel Whelan fan back in the day, so yeah.
There you are. You see, another supporters club you've got going. Noel Whelan supporters club. Right, let's get some more comments in then, Claudio. And then we'll talk a little bit about Watford this weekend and also got some memory lane photos to put up.
Bear with me, I was just writing down all the answers. Were you doing that, Vicky, were you?
Oh, I thought Mars was doing it.
Oh, good job I was doing it then.
So trust me, I've been keeping an eye on it.
So Ben Green says, I wish nothing but the best for Marky Robbins. Anyone thinking otherwise about him need to give their heads a wobble. I'm sure the great SBA will give Robbins a resounding reception when Stoke come to the CBS. That's Matthew Stone. Well, I think they will as well. Mark Rainbow says, the only problem with sticking with 5 defenders is that there's no spot for EMC. Frank made a comment to Clive recently about the players being used to playing different formations. He also said that he's got Sakamoto doing something on the other night that he's not really that familiar with. So, maybe some of these players need to do dual roles. That's how you stay in the squad.
Yeah.
It's always good if you got players who can play in a couple of positions.
I think Sakamoto can play in a number 10 role anyway because he's tricky, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm definitely Mars, definitely. Lee Beckett says, TalkSport say Cleverly could be sacked by the weekend if he loses to Cov, which is crazy considering where they are in the league. To be honest, it's crazy he's lasted this long. Just the way they sack managers. Dave Sports Photos. Agree, Chris. MR is a legend. It was a messy ending, but most managerial careers end like that. The only other way is if it's announced he'll leave at the end of the season, but that rarely works. And then he says, "Knew you would see the funny side, Claudio. Good man. Yeah, we like who we've got. Yeah, I'm thick-skinned." Mark Packham. I would love to go to the Noel Wheeler night at the Walsgrave, but it would be a bit of a journey as I live in Cornwall now. But I hope you'll have a great night. We'll make the effort, Mark. Come on.
Noel's travelling from Leeds.
He is travelling down from Leeds, isn't he? And Chris says he'll put you up for the night.
Leeds, just throwing that out there.
Exactly, Miles, says Ralph Wiggins. 100%. Great run, just like Mo used to do back in the day. Mark Cunningham says, other teams above us will have a slump, so I wouldn't count us out of the playoffs just yet.
Yeah, everyone's got to have a bad run, ain't they?
Yeah, Paul Stratton. We look far more dangerous without Sheaf and Eccles. A lot less sideways and backwards passing. Maybe MVE in midfield, as he certainly is poor defensively. Ellis has finally decided to come to party. I think Sheaf and Eccles are too similar. That's the issue. You got two holding midfielders. It doesn't give you a lot going forward. And if anything, Jamie Allen does want the ball. He was asking it off the defenders all the time. And even with about 2 minutes to go, he was saying, give me the ball, which is what you want. Right. Over to you, Miles.
Right. Okay. So, okay. On to Watford. You got me then. I was like, whoa. On to Watford then. This weekend, we're at home. Good little record. Frank Lampard's not been beaten at home yet. Oh, is it becoming the fortress, Chris? What do you think?
Certainly looking that way. One thing that's cost us during the Robbins years has been our home form. I mean, I think we well publicised how I think we were sort of better away, weren't we? The year we got to the playoffs than what we were at the CBS.
Yeah.
So it's always been an issue. It's just sod's law that the year we sort of looked like we started to sort our home form out, that our away form hasn't been very good. Just can't seem to find that balance. But hopefully after last night, we may do. I mean, Tuesday night, I should say. But yeah, it does certainly look like it's coming that way. I'm certainly not going up to the CBS every game fearing the worst like I was in September and October. And I don't think last week was great by any means. I don't think it was rubbish either, like your friends were saying around by you, Miles. But what I think it's a making of a good team when you're not playing well and you can still grind out a win in the way we did last Saturday. And I suppose from an aspect we did on for Tuesday night with the way we played at the start of the first half. But, you're not going to get a complete 90-minute performance from a championship side. I think you might be looking at your Leeds to get that done. I don't even think Sheffield United's capable of having a brilliant 90 minutes. I think that's asking too much. It's too far. But I like what we're doing. I like what we're doing now under Frank, and I think it's got potential.
I mean, coming on to the Watford, I mean, we normally have good games against them. It's quite energetic sometimes at home and away. I mean, we've got quite a good record recently against them, especially down at the Hornets' Nest. But I mean, how do you think it's going to go? Do you think we can get a third win on the bounce? Well, fourth win really, if you count the FA Cup shootout. Do you think we can go on and do it again and maybe get a third clean sheet?
Yes, I don't see any reason why we can't. Watford not doing well at the minute at all. I know they won last weekend, but then they went and lost to that rubbish team from up north on Tuesday night. And then, the way they're playing at the minute, they're so hot and cold, it's unreal. So yeah, there's no reason why we can't continue this on. I think we play the same play to the standard we did on Tuesday night. It should be enough to win the game. Yeah,
I mean, Victoria. I mean, they've won 3 out of their last 10. Watford, not great. but it should make for an exciting game, especially with all the rumours that are flying around now about, Cleverly going to be sacked after this game on Saturday. That'll be another manager to the slaughter after we've played. It's just mental, isn't it? But I mean, what do you make of it going into this game?
Hopefully he's still in the job come Saturday, because you don't really like to play a team that's like potentially bouncing back from like a manager leaving. You sometimes get a sort of reaction to that, don't you? So we don't particularly want to play them if he gets sacked before then. I'd rather he's still in the job. I think it's crazy they've been talking about getting rid of him. I don't know how Watford think they're ever going to have any success if they keep on changing the manager a couple of times every season. That's never going to foster any sort of development or improvement, is it? But the games against Watford are generally fairly entertaining, aren't they? So I'm looking forward to it. I think we really deserve 3 points down there earlier in the season. I think we were lucky only to come away with the 1 point, so we owe them that on Saturday. And so I'm expecting a sort of fairly entertaining game, and I think that the way things are going at the moment, there's no reason why we can't get a comfortable 3 points.
And would you change the winning team, the starting 11, and would you change anything on the bench?
I wouldn't. I'd stick with the same starting 11. I'm not sure if we've got much options on the bench, because unless people are coming back from injury, there's not a lot. There's not a lot, is there, really? I can't think of.
What about the loanees we've brought back? Jack Burrows, Ryan Howley. Could they see a feature on the bench, do you think?
Well, yeah, I suppose. He's been playing this Sanderford Junior on the bench, hasn't he? Which has been nice for him to get some first team exposure. But I guess really you might expect Burrows to take that spot if now he's brought him back. Maybe Howley, but then not sure that who would you sacrifice for him? So that's a bit of a quandary. So I wouldn't change much at all. But I don't think we've got the options to change much at all. And now we're starting to get a bit of form. I think just try and stick with it as much as possible until some of the other players come back from injury, because just want to get that momentum going, don't you, really?
Yeah, and they're going to have a week off after this anyway, aren't they? There's no midweek games, so it's going to be a long week at work next week, which is a bit annoying because it always goes long when there ain't a midweek game. The work week does. Claudio, our stato there, you must have some stats for us on Watford Coventry. Come on.
Yeah, well, overall they've beaten us 4 more games than we've beaten them, so it's not a massive difference. They've not won in Coventry since 2010. So, and I was looking at the team. We had Westwood in goal, Stephen Wright, Leon Barnett, Richard Wood, Martin Craney, Gunnarsson, David Bowell, Klingon, McIndoe, Eastwood, Morrison. That's not a bad lineup, is it? And we had Sean Jeffers on the bench, and Marcus Orr, Chris O'Sea, Jordan Clark, Konstantinopoulos. But their team was pants, yet they beat us 4-0. But in their midfield, John Eustace was playing. Forgot that. That's interesting. Adrian Mariappa. Yeah, there was hardly anything really of any note in their squad whatsoever. Yet they beat us 4-0. We finished 19th that season. That's not great, is it? I think we'll stick with the same lineup. Don't change it. There's no need to, I don't think. And why would you? Why would you? Absolutely no need. There's people on the bench who, Thomas coming out of the team, I can accept that because his passing is terrible. It's all right putting the tackles in, but we need players who are better on the ball. Latty probably should be a little bit better, but I think you just stick with what we got. I don't like the swapping and changing just for the sake of it. And, what did Fad say on Sunday night? He didn't want to rest. He wants to play the next game. They want to play. It's an absolute nonsense. And we've always said it. If you keep telling somebody they're tired, eventually they'll start to believe it. They use it as an excuse. And with us, half the team were probably suffering with confidence. There was the MBE stuff, the Coventry scene, and he was talking about it there. And there's been comments saying he looked a bit down. I think it was just low on confidence, and he came alive. That second half was more like the Milan we know when he was dashing.
So that's what we were saying, weren't it? He looked like his normal self.
I mean, 3 league wins in a row in the Championship is hard. It's surprising. It doesn't happen that often in the Championship, so it will still be a big ask. But we're more than capable, I think. And Watford are absolutely dreadful away from home at the minute. So,
I mean, you got to take 3 points this weekend and take a point at Swansea, because you were telling me their pitch is an absolute nightmare. Apparently, you said.
Yeah. Well, I think we just got to get 4 wins. 4 wins. We're in this division next season, basically.
That's it.
It's as simple as that. Get to 50 points. Get there. And then after that,
what happens after?
Exactly. Just get those 4 wins and do it as quickly as possible. Basically, it's doable over the next few games. It is doable, and we know how we raise our game against the big clubs. So, we got absolutely annihilated at Leeds. So, it could be one of those. Finn's just come in and says Swansea are a bogey team. I know, and the last couple of seasons we've been down there, we've drawn twice, I think. So it is a bit of a nightmare. But Watford, for me, I think we have to go on and really push on Saturday and play as quick as we can around the pitch, like we did in the second half on Tuesday night. Glenn's come on. He said Watford FC have confirmed that Tom will be in charge of the match against Coventry City, and that speculation over his position is just that, pure speculation. Read into that what you may. But you know what? Dreading confidence from the board. Let's get some scores then on Watford. Let's come to you, Vicky. Let's go to you first. What do you reckon?
Well, I want to be optimistic that we're going to keep a clean sheet, because if I'd have said that on Tuesday, I'd have got the score right. I was a bit gutted.
You would have.
And I still feel like there's more goals in us. I feel like there's a few players that are just sort of starting to get a bit of confidence now, and that we owe a team a bit of a goal fest. And so what I'm going to say is 3-0.
3-0. Okay, Dokley. Chris?
I don't think it'll be as many as 3. I expect it to be quite a cagey match, like we've just had the last 2. I reckon we might have another 2-0.
2-0. Okay, doke. Claudio?
4-0.
4-0. Okay, doke.
Tim's hat trick.
I'm going to go. I'm going to go 1-0. I'll take a 1-0. I don't care if we win 1-0 for the rest of the season at home and draw away. Let's become the old Arsenal.
I mean, they're above in the table, aren't they? They're currently 8th, looking at the league table, but we've just beaten 2 teams who are in the top 8. So, their current form is 4 losses, a win and a draw. So, we've had 3 wins, a loss, and 2 draws.
Yeah, and anything can happen, can't it? And it's like, when you look at, they're on 41 points, we're on 35. We're 7 points off the playoffs. Anything can happen.
It could be a 3-3, couldn't it?
It could be. Someone's just put 3-3. I think that was with Swansea there. 3-3 was the worst. I think that was with Swansea. Yeah, when we were winning. Now, there is a game going on tonight. They big up this game because it's Hollywood meets Hollywood. It's 1-1 at half-time, Wrexham versus Birmingham, if anyone was interested. And in Europe, Spurs 1-3-2. And currently, Rangers are 0-0 with Man United. And the player that we're meant to be signing isn't even in the Rangers team tonight. So read into that what you may. Right.
Probably go
now.
to Sunderland.
Yeah. Before we get some more comments up, just to let you know, I'm going to put this. Ignore the Wasps. Forget that bit. I've already had a message. The bigparking.co.uk half-season parking pass. So get over there and get your half-season parking pass at thebigparking.co.uk. Book that now. Right then. So, Claudio, comments, please.
Oh, blimey. Mick Davenport says, come on then. Up you come, Mick. Are you on the cucumber salmon sandwiches Saturday, Claudio?
I am.
Sorry?
I am.
And me. I've got to say, can we just say a big R for Vicky, who was going to be there for the Leeds game, and they've made a right old cock up, because if you got a box for the Leeds match, you can't use it because there's an event at the it's just absolute nonsense. You can't use your box because there's an event on at the CBS. So yeah, that's rubbish, isn't it? It is rubbish. These boxes.
We'll get you up there soon, Vicky. We will. We'll get you in there soon.
Dark Farts, our home and away form was great at St Andrews. It was. Only 3 defeats in 42 matches. Ridiculous. Matthew Stone, Watford slumped to begin Saturday. Paul Stratton, goals against Watford. Think defensively they're worse than us. Yeah, they've let in 39 goals. We've let in 37, I think. Oh, Vicky, you have a fan. Mostly Love and Music. Can I just say, has got a great YouTube channel. I'll just give you a little plug there, Mostly Love and Music. Vicky is very intelligent.
What's she do?
Oh,
it's music. It's all music videos and stuff. It's good. It's good. Really good stuff. Ben Green, Kieran Westwood, what a keeper he was. Yes, definitely. Paul Stratton, my only change, Thomas Verratti, just purely for his physicality. Finn says, long time since we had an unbeaten run going. That's what we need. And I'll tell you what, Finn, it makes these shows a lot easier on the back of half decent performances, because it is really hard when it's not going well to try and keep your pecker up, as they say, isn't it? It's really difficult. Mark Rees says, I think MVE missed KP around the place during training. KP was a big personality. Obviously, that's Casey Palmer. On the up, get to the away games then. Who's that reference to? Is he talking to you?
Me, I think.
CCFC 3, Watford 1. That's from Finn. Mick Davenport going for 2-0. James Hollyoak 3-0. I love this positivity. On the up says 1-0. Mark Lights 2-1. Matthew Stone 3-0. Mark Rainbow 2-0. Doug Bolam, Claudia sitting on the fence again. 4-0, blimey. Okay, 5-0. 2-1 to City, Covandi. We can't get another clean sheet, can we? Can you imagine that? 3 in a row. Finn reckons my 4-0 is Devil's Lettuce, whatever that is. Cheryl Davis, Vicky needs to hang her Sims shirt behind her. Yes.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we need to get...
When I move location, I will have stuff.
Move location?
Yeah.
Oh, are you moving house tonight? Is that what you're saying?
No, just location in the house.
Oh, right. Okay.
I will have a new location in due course.
Dawn Cook says, no, we only win when you aren't in the box. No, that's 2 in a row. I've broken the duck now. It doesn't matter. It's been broken. Yeah, the Wasps are dead, says Mick Davenport. They are.
They are.
Yeah. Mark Lights, to finish top 8 would be an achievement this season. Summer signings in the challenge for the playoffs next season. And Mark Packham says, great show, guys. Love the banter. And shout out to Doug for not paying Rangers bonuses. Not our problem, as you agreed them, so you should be paying them. That's from Paul Stratton. Yeah, I'm not fussed about a loan deal. If it's not, I mean, I think you got the chance to sign him or something for 2 million, but I'm not that fussed. I'm just not that fussed at the minute. No. I'd sooner sign nobody if you're going to sign an absolute dross, basically.
Yeah, not a winger.
No. See what I mean? On the up, not Miles, all of you. Cyril, the Swan, is waiting to meet you, and Claudio and Vicky. Oh, Swansea, good God. That's a long way.
Right then, so you got a chance to win 2 tickets to this. Noel Whelan at the Walsgrave Working Men's Club. Chris is organising this. Chris, who's with us tonight, Chris Baker, is organising this event. Noel Williams coming down 7th of February, 7:30 p.m, £10 to enter. You can get your tickets via Walsgrave Working Men's Club, or you can just turn up on the night and pay £10 on the door. Or you can enter, spot the ball, and you can win 2 tickets this evening. Here you go. This is your last chance to, well, I might put it up again quickly, shortly, but it's maybe your last chance to have a go and spot the ball. It's Ellis Sims controlling the ball against Dom Hyam. Where is that ball? Have a go. See where you think it is, and you can win 2 tickets to the Noel Whelan evening at the Walsgrave Working Men's Club. Right. If you are watching this on repeat, you won't be able to win it because it's already going to be won. So, let's say that just in case we get done, because you never know. Before we go on to the historic pictures, it was Keaton's 13th birthday last week. Or was it this week? This week, I think. He is still at large. Now, I have read this week that they think they've found him, but there's no extradition from Latvia. So they think they know where he is in Latvia. So if anyone out there who's got loads of money, ain't working, and you want to go out to Latvia and kidnap him and bring him back on a private jet, please do. Because this guy has been on the run since June last year. So please, 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 if anyone knows where he is and you got loads of money, get your private jet, fly out to Latvia, kidnap him, bring him back, please, if you would. And then tie him to a lamppost on the Radford Road. That'd be a good one. Oh, no, I'm only joking. I can't say that. But no, but please, please, if anyone does know where this man is, I can't believe it's been June last year and they still can't get him back in the UK. I think it's absolutely disgusting. Absolutely shocking. Right. If you're not doing anything Saturday night, come down the Old Shepherd this week. I'm down there and we're doing disco and karaoke this week. I'm also there next Saturday just doing the disco. But I'll tell you what, you don't want to miss it. It is a fantastic night. So please come down to the Old Shepherd. Come and have a sing-song. And you can join me down there with loads of Cov fans. And if we win, it's going to be even better. And if you want to sing, you can sing We Live and Die in These Towns on karaoke. There you are. Have it. Or twist and shout. So there you go. Right then, all of you, girls and boys. I got some... I was brilliant. I was on Facebook earlier. And I come across some old photos of Highfield Road. And I thought we'll have a little quick chat about this on this evening's show, because it is nice to reminisce, isn't it, about what we know and what we remember from Highfield Road. So I'm going to ask you all individually of your fondest memories of Highfield Road while looking at these pictures. Vicky, what was your most memorable moment of Highfield Road?
1 minute, sorry.
Sorry, you're right.
What was your...
Sorry, the shredder just went crazy and there was a big loud noise, so sorry about that.
That's right. What was your most memorable memory of Highfield Road? I'm going to show you some pictures so you can have a little chat about what was your best moments of Highfield Road, because it was such a lovely ground, and I've seen these pictures earlier.
I think you've got to start, haven't you, from like your first game, and like that sort of first ever walking into the ground is always going to, I suspect it's the same for most people, like just that feeling that when you first get hit by that Borg of supporting the club and being like, having stuck with following it through thick and thin. My first season was the end of the 92-93 season, so that was when they were going to knock down the that behind the goal and build that new it was East Stand, wasn't it? That they built a whole new stand. So the very older pictures are before my time, really. So some of this I've never seen in the flesh, but so I remember that looking like that. But so the first game in 93, and then obviously the last game against Derby, that's a different sort of memory, isn't it? But see, Claudia, you must go back further. So what about you, Claudia?
All right.
Let's get my own back.
If people want to listen to the Sky Blue History podcast with me and Jim Brown, you'd find out what I think about the road. Yeah, basically, it's memories with my dad, and it's little things. It's not even in the ground. It's the walk up. I used to love the walk up.
Yeah.
And seeing the cameras when we used to see the big wagons outside the main stand, you knew you were going to be on telly. And my man used to say, "Oh, that's it then. We're going to lose. We're always rubbish on the telly." And I used to think, Dad, we're always rubbish anyway. So it doesn't matter if the camera's here or not. And then we used to walk around the back of the West Stand through that alleyway, which is always a bit dangerous when you're only about 6 or 7, and go to the supporters club under the stand, where it used to be absolutely full of smoke. That's all I remember. And my dad used to sit me in the corner with a Coca-Cola and a straw, and they'd all play 3-card brag illegally for money. And then you walk back round again, back through that alleyway, which, I mean, sometimes the away fans would be round at the end of it. It was a nightmare. And when you used to come out this main stand, the away fans would come round the back and be all waiting there, and the West Enders be coming through the alleyway. It was chaos. But playing-wise, it's interesting. I've seen the 5-4 from Doug Boland, and that's what I chose when we had our centenary thing, the Warwick and Leamington Supporters Club. That's our most memorable match. That's the one I picked, the 5-4, because I thought in 90 minutes, that's Coventry City. 4-0 up to go back to 4-all. The opposition scored a hat-trick in 8 minutes in the first half, which is Nigel Clough. Half their fans disappear. Because at 4-0, they all left the ground. There's only half their fans there, the Forest fans, and then of course we get the winner. And I just think that's Cov City for me. The whole drama in 90 minutes, but it was going with the old man, and just because my seat's on there on the main stand, the pitch I can see it where I used to sit. But it's just the whole thing, wasn't it? I think it's very hard when you've been going for years.
Which one was yours, Claudio? So.
Where the brown seats are, if you're sitting on those brown seats,
the prawn sandwich brigade.
No. If you go left to the next block, it's about halfway up. It's where that pylon's coming down, and on that road. Yeah.
No, because you're that old. Do you remember the stand being like that?
No, that's when they were redeveloping, weren't they? And they did it in sections. The season's still going on, and they're doing that during the season, knocking part of the stand down and then building the next bit next to it.
Yeah.
The main stand was rebuilt. I think the West Stand, when they rebuilt that to a 2-tier stand, that went up during the close season. 4 months or 5 months they got it built.
And now how long does it take? Chris, I love this sign. They should have kept this sign and had it up at the CBS, shouldn't they?
They should have done. They should have done.
There's
a lot they should have done, really.
Yeah, like we say about Wembley, they should have kept the Twin Towers, really, and built around it. But we should have kept that sign, shouldn't we? But have you got any memories of Highfield Road? Yes.
So like Vicky, my first one was in 1996. No, that had already gone. I never had the pleasure of the Spinal Cop. 1996, we drew 1-1 against Southampton, tapping from Dublin in the last minute to draw, and that is one of my fondest memories, because that's I've been a fan of football, watching it for 2 years on TV. I didn't have a football loving dad who could take me. So I got my free ticket from school, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go to my first game. And you walk into the ground for the first time, and it's like you don't forget the smell of freshly cut grass, people smoking in the stands. It just adds to the whole experience, and it's what made me fall in love with football, and more specifically Coventry City. There'll never be a better place on earth than Highfield Road for me. And for the people who made the decision to sell it and knock it down, I hope you all No, I'm joking. I'm not going to go that harsh, but no, it was a bad mistake, and you should never have done it. But we are where we are. Best memory on part, the 3-2 against Man United would be my biggest and best memory.
Yeah.
The Darren Huckabee goal. I much prefer that to the last ever game against Derby. I was too sad at that to enjoy it too much because I knew it was the last time. There were real tears that day from me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was too sad to enjoy it for the occasion it was. So I knew it was the last time. So it'd be the Man United 3-2 for me.
Can I just read this comment out, Miles? This is from Day Sports Photo. It's quite funny. I remember,
I'm filling up now, just listening.
I remember, was it 68 when the main stand burnt down? They asked the fireman if the cuts were damaged. He said, no, the fire didn't reach the kitchen. There wasn't, because obviously we're doing the archives. It's amazing how much was saved. There was a lot. I think people thought, oh yeah, everything was. There were some things that were damaged. Like I think the Division 2 trophy disappeared, but there was a lot of stuff that was saved, and which is fortunate, really. But yeah, what about you, Miles?
Flipping it. First game was Swansea at home. I used to have a season ticket upstairs in the West End front row. That was my first game, Swansea City, and probably Martin always tells everyone this story, but I was very young at the time, and we beat Everton to stay up, and they were champions. And we were in the sky blue stand with my nan and granddad, who we absolutely loved our nan and granddad. I used to go and stay with my granddad and nan every week, every Friday night. I used to go swimming for Coventry, and I used to go and stay at theirs when they moved to the Swanswell, the block of flats down there. They lived in Goring Road originally, and we used to go and stay there. And it was just great because I was with my nan and granddad. Martin was there. My brother was there, and I couldn't climb the fence at the end of the game, but my brother and everyone climbed the fence and got onto the pitch after the game. I couldn't. And if am I mistaken, I think they opened the gate, didn't they? I think they opened the gate. I'm not too sure. I might be making that bit up, but yeah, Everton beating them at home. Just so many memories. Boxing Day, beating Villa on Boxing Day, and we had a box in the main stand. We had the lower boxes that were the wooden boxes, and it was sponsored by well-known beer brand, which is on the pictures. Where is it there? On the scoreboard there, and in the box, you just had a constant flow of that beer coming into the box. So you finish one crate, there was another crate brought into the box. It was just brilliant, beating Villa. When I was Sky Blue Sam, that was great. Being Sky Blue Sam was flipping brilliant. Shaking Kevin Keegan's hand as he was walking out as Newcastle manager, and he goes, shook me hand, he goes, hello, and I went, hope you lose, and we beat them. Did a gambol in front of the Villa fans. Just all sorts of things. And then when Will was born, the year we left, I got to take Will on the pitch after the last game of the season on the next day, and I got to take my Will to Highfield Road, and he was just literally just born a few months before, and took him round and took him in the changing rooms and in the dugout, in the goal, on the pitch, stood him on the pitch, holding him up. So, at least he can say he went to Highfield Road, even though it was being knocked down. There's just so many. Many. Even the youth cup final as well in '87, the youth cup final, flipping brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Not just the first team, but when you go up to, you went to a couple of reserve games, and you could go in the reserve games. It was brilliant. You were like, we're going to go watch the reserves. It weren't under 21s. It was the reserves, wasn't it? It was just so much, weren't there? It was just so much.
I think the thing is as well, it's not even just the games, is it? It's so, like with all our memorable games that we've said, like the Man United, Arsenal on Boxing Day, Villa on Boxing Day, like different generations will have all different games that I remember. But it's not just that, is it? It's the people you met, the little stories, like the little anecdotes of things that happened during games or like pre-match and stuff. It's all that just makes part of the whole sort of Sky Blue family type environment. We've all got friends that we've met through football and funny stories to share, and it's all that really, isn't it, as well? Not just the matches.
No, and it's like, you know, you still see people now and they go, "Oh, do you remember when we sat in the East End together and you were behind me or you were in front of me?" And like you're saying like that, but then you know, someone's just put up here about Lulu and stuff. But we were one of the first one of the first Sky games on TV, and we had Sonia. Sonia was on at half time. Remember they put the live performance.
We beat Spurs 1-0. Yeah, we beat Spurs 1-0 that day. That was that day.
And Sonia was on the pitch singing a song, and then you know, Elton John closed the stadium because was it his cousin or something used to play for Watford and played against us or something, so he did the concert.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, and I remember going in. I remember when Joe Elliott took me in the box for the first time. Right, he took me up into the into the director's seats, and it was a midweek game. I remember this, and I always say this to Joe, and he always cracks up. I always say, he goes, "What do you want?" You know, because you sit down for a proper meal. You all sat down, proper cutlery and plates with the crest on it and everything. All the plates, you know, had all the crests on and all that. And he goes, "What would you like for starter?" And I looked at the starters. It was soup or melon balls. I said, "What's melon balls?" Right? He goes, "Well, it's melon, but in little balls." I went, "Oh, melon!" I said, "I'll have them then." we always have that conversation. I always say, "Joe, do you remember that time you took me in the director's seats for the first?" And I didn't know what melon balls were. I didn't know you could make balls out of melon. I didn't know that, did I? You know, and I thought, "Oh, this is posh." But then, you know, like I treated Cheryl in the executive seats, you know, when Peter Reid came, the friendly we had, I took Cheryl in there, and Cyril came and sat with us, and Cheryl didn't like football at all, and Cyril sat with her and just chatted to her about normal life, not about football, just about normal life, and you know and they're your memories, aren't they? They're the memories.
It's funny you should mention that. The first ever Legends Day I went to, Deli Adibola did that with my wife. My wife wasn't really interested in the football. She wanted to stay indoors second half because she got really cold, and he stayed indoors the entire second half and just spoke to her.
That's brilliant, isn't it? It's brilliant.
It's crazy. But I love the community. Like when I was young and I first started going, I was going on my own at like the age of 10. JSB, £5 pocket money a week. That paid for my ticket, and the weeks we were away, that pocket money then got kept over so I could get my programme and some like stuff from refreshments at half time. And I always used to sit next to the same old man, and he used to always look after me every game. And I didn't know him in real life. I only knew him at the football. I only ever saw him at the football. And it kind of wows me up a little bit when I think about him. I can't even remember his name now, but he always made sure I was all right every game.
Mm. It's just nice, isn't it? What, you know, you meet all these people. It's like now, you know, I go out DJing and I see people that see me up the ground, and you're like, they talk to you, and it's, you know, they come up and have a conversation with you and all that. It's just brilliant what football does. And a lot of people, I can't remember who I was talking to about this, but what football does for you as people is that it just brings everyone together, doesn't it? No matter who you are, where you're from, you know, it brings everyone together, and you get the odd things that happen in football, trouble and stuff like that. But do you know what? At the end of the day, what it does for people, it's amazing. And what it does, if you're not very well, if you're poorly, like I'll give you one instance. My cousin Martin, he lost his wife 2 years ago. He goes home and away, and he says if it wasn't for the football, he didn't know what he would do with himself. And it's true. You know, he's made friends with Tony Swidek. They run the coach for the tavern now, both of them. They go home and away together, and it's fantastic. And that's what football does. And a lot of people don't realise what it does for people. And that's what it does. It brings people together, you know. And like my mate who got kicked out the other week the first game in his new place. It was Norwich. I went round, sat with him and watched the game on the telly with him in his new little digs, like, you know, because I knew he didn't want to be on his own. And that's what it does to you. It brings everyone together. And it's such a special thing, football. It really is special. Win, lose or draw, we're still a community and we're all together. And that's the best thing about it.
Well, yeah, because we had the pub. My dad used to say, you know, win, lose or draw, we'll drink some booze. But he also used to say, when we win, the pub's full of Cov fans all celebrating. When we lose, it says all the other lot turn up to take the mickey out of us. So it was a win-win. But yeah, I mean, I used to say, because my man used to be quite embarrassing. He used to really shout, and with a thick Italian accent, it's just, you know what I mean? It's just absolutely balmy. And they all say, "Oh, why don't you just shut up?" And he goes, "It's like that scene from American Dad, you know, you shut up." And no, you shut up with it, shut up. Things like that. It's just hilarious. And then I think the first time I ever swore in front of my dad was at a football match. And I think I was about 17 or something like that. I must have said probably the F word or something. And he didn't say anything, didn't tell me off. And I thought, right, so I can swear at football. You know, that's allowed.
I think I was the same, you know. I think that was the first time I swore in front of my parents was at a football match. And it was like, oh, didn't get told off.
yeah, I know. It's, you know, and he was fanatical. I mean, for those of you who've listened to the history podcast, I do tell this story, but I'll do it briefly. He was in hospital. He had a major stomach operation, 1970-71 season. He decided to discharge himself with stitches from basically belly button up to the middle of his chest. Went to the ground. We beat West Ham that night, but anyway, he split his stitches and had to go back to hospital, basically. Just absolute nuts. You know, the fact he discharged himself. My mum went to visit and says, "Oh, where's my husband?" He's gone home. And she quickly realised he'd gone to the football.
What were you going to say, Chris, before Claudio jumped in?
Just about when you mentioned about like fans being together, like we're all the same, and we're going back to earlier about this super fan nonsense. You know, we've all got our own stories to tell, our own way into the club, our own avenue into football, and everyone's unique, and it's the same, different but the same. And I think I just wish more of our fan base would realise that, instead of giving it, "Oh, well, I do this, I do that, so that makes me better than you," and it's a nonsense. You know, we're all as much as part of this football club as each other, and I think that message does need to be hammered home sometimes.
Yeah, you're 100% right, and you are. I want to bring this up. You're probably going to read the comments in a minute before we finish off. Mark Rainbow, I played in the steel band that played at Highfield Road. It was the game Dublin scored that cheeky goal. And he took the ball off. That's brilliant. Hey, Mark, we're going to have to get you on one night, mate. Message us. Come on, and you can tell us the story about how you got into the steel band. And you might even be able to play the Cov City song on your steel band for us. It'd be nice.
The whole thing of family is correct, because obviously my dad came over from Italy in 1955, chose Coventry because it was the nearest team. They were Div 3 going down to the old Division 4 at the time, so there's no glory hunting there. And of course, I become a Coventry fan. My son is, my daughter is. My eldest nephew is. His 3 kids are. I just love it. It's 3 kids when they got the City kits on. They're only like 6, 4, and 3. I just love it when they got the kits on. We're all Cov fans. My niece, she's a Cov fan, and Mary's a Cov fan. And I said, "What's he like?" She went, "He's a Cov fan." I said, "That'll do." It's a family thing, and I know it's the same for all the clubs, isn't it? And that's what's nice about it. And I actually think, because of the size of the club, I think it makes it even closer. Because it's massive, it feels more of a togetherness when we get it right. You look at the big clubs like Liverpool, Man United, Tottenham. The first 8 rows, they're all Chinese and Korean and Japan. They're all tourists, aren't they? We know what they're there for. Nothing to do with Tottenham Hotspur at all. It's because it's part of the ticket on the holiday. sort of thing. But it feels like a proper family. At the it always has been to me.
Yeah.
It is. We've got to get Finn on as well. Finn, you've got to come on, mate. If you did Twist and Shout, because I used to get that, and I think Kev used to sell it as well.
I remember Twist and Shout.
Yeah, didn't Kev used to sell that, Vicky?
I don't know.
Kev did Twist and Shout, didn't he?
Okay, sorry.
Kev, yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
I think, yeah.
as well.
I remember.
Finn, get in touch, mate. Finn, please get in touch. We've got to get you on. We need to talk about Twist and Shout. That was a great little program, weren't it, Chris? Do you remember it?
I do. Yeah, I remember it. It used to always get sold outside. I think it was the old Mitchell and Butler stand. You know, where across the road from where the main stand, you'd always be walking around the corner on the way to the entrance for where the family. And you used to always be selling it on that corner. Always remember it.
Yeah. Got to get. Finn, come on, you got to come on, mate. You got to talk about that, definitely. Right, before we do last comments, spot the ball, last chance. Here you go, last chance. Spot the ball, get your guesses in. Come on, get your guesses in. Where's the ball? Sims is kicking the ball or trying to control it. Where is the ball? Get your guesses in. Last chance. Right, go on in, Claudia. Let's get some quick comments in.
Yeah, we've got loads about Highfield Road, so apologise if I don't read some of them out, but you can all read them. They're up there. Mark Packham, I'll do it quickly like this. Mark Packham, good memories of the West End, great days. The West End United will never be defeated was the old song at Highfield Road. And also, main stand, give us a song, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was quiet, weren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, my my dad tells me in the late 60s, early 70s, he'd rock up and game free entry at some point in the second half regularly. Mick says, the gates used to open 20 minutes to the end. James Hollyoak, mine was being on my dad's shoulders, walking to the noise of the crowd, the smell of the food vans, brilliant memories. I also remember as a kid being scared of police horses. They're just so huge, absolutely massive. Finn says, remember my dad taking me to lots of reserve matches, decent crowds too. Ralph Wiggins, what happened to the Southern Floodlit Cup? I'll tell you what, I'll ask Jim. He'll know. Mark Rainbow, I played this. Well, you read that, didn't you? Day Sports Photos. Different parts of the ground represent different stages of my life. This is good comment. This Sky Blue stand with my dad, the on the cop with my schoolmates. Then daring to enter the West End when I was about 17. Janet says my dad was Sky Blue agent. We used to get 2 free tickets as well, which one of my dad's mates would sit in my seat and I'd go with my mate in the Sky Blue stand a lot of the time. Because it used to be more fun because then you had the away fans sat, didn't you, halfway along the Sky Blue stands. We used to try and sit near the away fans. And the only thing that used to be separating us was perspex, a bit of perspex. It was... Yeah, a bit of a nightmare that was. I remember the 87 FA Cup game against Bolton when the Bolton fans tried chasing us in the Cop as we came out. That's from Mick Davenport. Doug Boland, that's what people should always remember, Miles. Instead of having to go at certain players when we are on a run, I think it's about getting behind the players. Day Sports Photos, Saturday night queuing for the pink. Always a big queue when we won. Claudia, you better explain what the pink is. I'll tell you what I'll do. I can do better than that. Wait there.
Oh, hold on. He's going to get Joe Kelly says, getting a season ticket 4 years ago, our family has never been closer. You know Chris Jevons, don't you, Miles? Yes, I do. I definitely do. That's brilliant. Yeah, go on in, Claudia.
Here's some pinks. And these are for Chris, actually, if he can get off his backside and come and collect them.
Yes,
so look at that. I don't know if you can see them.
Yeah. Why are they for crisps? Why are they for crisps?
What flavour? Ready soldier. Boring.
I've already got them, and I was just chatting, and he always listens to my history podcast. He's not missed an episode, so it's a thank you. So it used to come out at 6 o'clock, and then it's ridiculous. You've just watched the game, you've literally just finished watching it, and people go and read the report of the game they've just watched, and then it seems like a weird thing to do, but
A bit like watching our shows.
Exactly.
I have got a question for everyone before you carry on. We're thinking on changing the show to, if we play on a Tuesday, we're thinking on going on a Wednesday. If we play on a Wednesday, we're going to go on a Thursday. So let us know what you think. If we play on a Monday, we're going to go on a Tuesday. So vice versa. So let us know what you think. Send us a comment if you're watching back. Let us know what you think about, us moving the show 24 hours earlier if we're playing on a Tuesday, vice versa. Just wanted to get that in. Sorry, carry on, Claudio.
And Finn says, spent many seasons watching Cov with my late father. Glad he was with me to witness the greatest day in Cov's history, lifting the FA Cup. Rest in peace, Dad. Same here, Finn. Exactly the same. Yeah, I'm my man. We went to Cambridge for one game away from home, and it was in the Cup. We went out to an own goal from a penalty. Dean Dublin took the penalty for Cambridge. It came back, and I think it was Martin Booty who stuck it in the last minute. I just went to clear it and stuck it in the corner of the net. And it was absolutely peeing down. There was awful fog as well. I was in my mid-20s, so my dad would have been similar age to what I am now. And him and his mates were all drunk, and I was driving back in the fog from Cambridge, not knowing where I was going, because they directed me on the way there. So we stopped in Bedford. They all go and have a kebab. I'm thinking, this is great. They're meant to be the responsible adults here. I'm meant to be the 24-year-old, however old I was. Next thing I know, my dad's having a wee on the town hall steps. What's he doing? I'm thinking, oh yeah, unbelievable.
Cobb says 100% Miles. I had a ticket for the Hull game. Drove up from Pompey, and my mate was ill. Watched the game at his and drove back to Pompey. Ah, that's nice.
All right, Miles, can I just do this one then before we finish up? Because you're going to do the spot. This is for Nathan Sullivan. Hi, guys. Can you give a shout out to my best friend Rufus Mills, big Sky Blue fan, who sadly passed away on the 29th of December. He was a true Canley Sky Blue. Sorry for your loss, Nathan. It's always a sad time when you lose a close friend, regardless if they're Sky Blue or not.
Yep. Same here. Yep. Second that. Right then. Okay, here we go then. Spot the ball to win 2 tickets to this. So if you don't win, you can still go. £10 a ticket, pay on the excuse me, pay on the gate, pay on the door. The Working Men's Club, Noel Whelan, February the 7th, Friday the 7th of February, 7:30, £10 entry. Noel Whelan will be down there, and it's going to be a cracking night, and you can win 2 tickets tonight. And this is the Spot the Ball. Are you ready, everybody? Are you ready? So, are you sticking with your numbers, guys? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okie dokie. So the winning ball number is number 1.
I think there's only one winner.
No, there ain't, is there? Is there?
Yeah, there's only one winner. There's lots of number 8s. There's lots of number 8s. There's only one number 1.
No way.
I mean, I did say he's got a touch of a trampoline.
How do you know that's not the ball coming towards him?
No.
It's
He
not.
might not even touched it yet.
No, it's not. No, he's touched it away. But yeah, so there's Spot the Ball. There's your number 1.
And
so,
I think it's on the up.
One winner.
On the up, number 1.
Oh, wow. Number 1 on the up. So on the up, get in touch with us. We'll get you the 2 tickets to you before Friday, the 7th of February. So congratulations. You've won 2 tickets to go see Noel Whelan at the Woolsgrave Working Men's Club. So all those that have missed out, head down there. 2 weeks tomorrow, isn't it? 7:30 p.m. £10 entry fee. You can even buy the tickets down at the Woolsgrave, or can they buy over the phone, Chris?
No, we don't have a phone option, unfortunately.
So they've just got to come down and pick them up.
They got pied behind the bar, but as I said, we've got an online ticketing system. So if you search the Woolsgrave Working Men's Club Facebook page, or you can find my Facebook page or my profile on the forums. The posts are there. I'm posting regularly. The links are there to the ticketing where you'll be able to purchase online.
Brilliant. Excellent. So you can buy them online. Head over to Chris's Facebook page, bombard him, get on his nerves, make his phone go off at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
and, but head over to the Wallsgrave Facebook page as well, and you can get yourselves some tickets for the Noel Whelan. All right, I think that brings us to the end of the show. Don't forget, if you're not doing anything Saturday night, come and see me down at the Old Shepherd. It's going to be a great night. Karaoke disco night. If the Sky Blues win, come and sing We Live and Die in These Towns with the mighty Sky Blue Army that's drinking there. It is brilliant. Right. Claudio, anything to add?
No, apart from there's another episode of the Sky Blue history next week. We'll do that. No idea what we're going to do, but we'll think of something. And we've got Jim Brown coming on next Thursday, I think, to talk about some exciting news to do with the history of the club. And that's it, really. Yeah. I'm just looking forward to Saturday, meeting up with everybody in the warm.
Excellent. And don't forget, we are here back again on Sunday evening. Ken hopefully will be back in the hot seat. He's been a bit poorly the last couple of days, so we're hoping that Ken is feeling a lot better. And you cheer yourself up and get ready, get back up the football Saturday and get back on the show on Sunday. Victoria, have you enjoyed yourself? She's gone all quiet.
She's definitely enjoyed herself.
You enjoyed yourself, Vic. We missed it.
Oh, sorry, yes, very much.
Good, excellent. Chris, you enjoyed it?
Yeah, I always enjoy coming on here. It's always brilliant. Love it.
Brilliant stuff. Excellent. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe as well, please, on YouTube. It's much appreciated. So give us a like and subscribe. Well, that's it then for us for this evening. Hope you've all had a fantastic evening and you've enjoyed our show. We will see you again on Sunday. Let's hope the Sky Blues can make it 3 on the bounce. And you never know, 3 clean sheets. Play up Sky Blues.
Yes, play up Sky Blues.
Sky Blues.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.